that every time I push a stream out, it literally goes to every platform, and when I mess up, I need to redo it all over again. So are we good this time? Oh yeah. I was trying to so I use Restream clearly, as you see, to like go to every platform. And I noticed that it was doing 2 posts on Twitter. It would do a social media post, and then it would actually have the actual live. So I had to go back and delete everything like 3 times because I kept messing up. Okay. Cool beans. You know what we're here for. You know how to get chat on screen? On Restream? Yeah, I can see the chat because I have 2 screens now that I'm at home. So I have like the camera chat so I can see, and then I'm about to show my notes in a second. So keeping myself accountable. My Cloud Plus exam is next Monday. And I said I was going to do the rest of these 7, or I see the chat now. Oh, do I know how to put the chat on the screen so you can see other people chatting? I have no clue, actually. How do I do that? Because I can just see like it has a chat function for me. Your test is on Thursday. Good luck. I guess we'll all find out in like 8 months how we did. But at least overall, at least I get to take the test. I can kind of share, you can share your experience with the test, how the questions were, in correspondence to like this study book and other study material. Like, was it aligned better? Or because it's a beta and I know they made some changes, I just don't know what changes, but I want to see how drastic of a change is it in comparison to like what I've been studying. So I haven't taken any notes for chapter 4 yet. I'll share with the Discord. Yay. I haven't taken any notes, and if you've been following along, you know I'm bad at note taking. Not bad at note taking, but I just don't be reading the whole chapter. And I just, you know, we gotta wing the questions because I'm tired. It's a beta exam. Like, listen, they're not about to get the best of me. So I was like, I'm getting sleepy. I'm ready for a nap. So I had to force myself to get on here because if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna do it. And I know Mike is gonna be all up in my Twitter feed talking about where you at, because I said somebody got to hold me accountable. The chapters are long. Chapters be like 80 pages. Like who's reading all of that? And I get that they have a summary, but of course the summary sometimes doesn't include everything in the chapter simply because they want you to read the chapter, but I don't got time. I'm gonna be tired. All right, I hope everything is copacetic. Can you see me? Okay, you can see me. Okay, cool. Let's go through chapter 4. I always use, as always, I'm using the, why do I do this every time? I struggle when I finally learned how to get the table of contents up. I'm using the CompTIA Cloud Plus, no, excuse me, it's not even CompTIA. Oh, it is CompTIA. The CompTIA Cloud Plus Study Guide by Cybex, the 2nd edition, just as a reference. You don't have to use this book. It's just the book I have. You're welcome to use whatever floats. I'm about to say floats your fancy. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. Okay. I skim, then use the questions to find where I'm lagging. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm on chapter 4. What is chapter 4 about? Given a cloud service model, implement define security technologies, yada, 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 yada. Data classification, I already know. Okay, so I'm going to do, just because I'm tired, I'm not going to not do what I've been doing before. I'm just writing down whatever they have in italicized. I write down as a definition, a terminology. I already know what data classification is, so I don't need to write a definition, but just for my reference of like what was in the chapter. So we got data classification, metadata, tagging. Sorry if I'm slightly quiet because I'm just skimming through things. Classification types is restricted, private, and public. So I wonder if they're going to do the 2 classification types because they have. So there's classifications if you're in the private sector, and then classification of like if you're in government, and they don't align exactly because I think one like government uses a different classification. I think at the higher than what we would name it in a private sector, but for the most part, data classification can translate between the two. Okay, page 1 is done. Cloud segmentation, important. Oops, can't spell. It was funny, earlier I was speaking to someone and I was like, happy Tuesday and happy such, and it's also because I record for the podcast, but I'm losing track of days. Everything is a blur. Life is a blur. I just need to, I don't know if you guys have seen that meme going around with Drake when it's January 2021. And he's like, man, it's just been long. I got to just get my warrior spirit. That's what I feel like now, of like powering through the last couple of months of the year is a lot. I just want to do nothing forever. I just want to do nothing and just be on my yacht house. Anyway, cloud segmentation, process of dividing your cloud deployment into sections to allow for granular security policies to be applied. That's self-explanatory. You got public facing, you can use DMZs, which is important to segment between internet facing and internal facing things. Creating multiple segments is for greater security controls. I know that. VPCs are also important. All right, we're good with there. Storage segmentation, same concept. Storage segmentation. I really want to play BTS. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm not playing their new song though. The army don't come in my DM. Don't come for me. I may play BTS. I ain't gonna lie. What else I got? What about storage segmentation? Is used to separate cloud data stores and storage offerings to meet a customer's requirements. Pretty self-explanatory. Storage segmentation usually has to do with like cold line, near line, hot, and it's basically like how often will you be accessing the data, right? Because if it's cold, or basically that's like an archive. So if I don't need to access data as frequent, if I only need it like once a year, say for an audit purpose, then you would have it for cold line or have it on cold line. Ephemeral volumes, computing segmentation. I get it. Okay, you're segmenting everything. I get it. Segmentation is the name of the game. Does anyone even like Cybex reference books? Usually, so for my CISP, I used Sean Harris. I forgot the name of the publisher though, because I found Cybex books to be, you know, they're cool. They're cool, but I think I prefer other books where I feel like they're a little bit more granular, maybe a little bit more technical of what, I don't even know if that's the right word, honestly. Implementing encryption. Okay. Data at rest. I know about that. When data is being transmitted. Yep, data in flight. VPNs. We did VPN last chapter. Yep. Okay. I feel like this is just a continuation of chapter 3. Like maybe they couldn't fit everything in chapter 3, so like let me make a chapter 4. Applying multi-factor authentication. We did learn about multi-factor last time. Did we just start? Yeah, like maybe like 5-10 minutes ago. I haven't done any questions. I'm just going through the chapter. I decided to like go through the chapter on live so that way I don't cheat myself and not do it. Because I wasn't going to. I'm just going to go straight to the question. So let me just sit here and get on live because I'm ready to take a nap. Multi-factor, two-factor, blah, blah, blah. Identity management. We'll send up the user. We can use APIs. And configuring multi-factor authentication, server options, hardware tokens are popular. This is a hardware token. All right, let me move this out the way. Do not show the sidebar. Boom, there you go. Smart-based multi-factor authentication or smartphone-based one-time passwords. I already know about that. Regulatory and compliance issues. What about them? Automating cloud security. Are you going to talk about tools? Automation is the glue that makes all cloud economics and operations possible. You ain't never lied. Implementing a well-defined and agreed-upon set of software interfaces that allow devices to communicate with each other, the magic of cloud computing can happen. How did they come up with this stuff? Okay, APIs, we know about them. REST, I wonder if they're going to talk about that. Oh. JSON or XML. Common coded language for automation is Python. Python is definitely super important in automation. A lot of technology utilizes that language. So having that like in your repertoire is really good to have. Excuse me, I'm behind on my water intake for the day. I need to catch up. I hate that because then at the end of the day I gotta chug. Vendor-based solutions, command line, web graphical interface. I don't need any of this. Portals and dashboards. I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm going to skip through like a lot because I feel like a lot of this is redundant. Like I feel like they've said this already in the beginning. Oh, okay. Orchestration systems they didn't talk about. So Chef, Docker, Puppet, and OpenStack are very, very popular orchestration systems. Scripting to automate, that's fine. Security services, firewall, IDS, IPS, antivirus. I feel like they went over this stuff in the previous chapter. Yeah, I'm glad you guys didn't have to buy this book and that I got a PDF for you because that's ridiculous. It just feels like one big book of redundancy. Oh, we have the summary? Yes. Okay. Cool. Automation impact on critical systems. The Cloud Plus exam has a strong security focus, which makes this a critical chapter to understand before taking the exam. You learned about data classification. You learned that by segmenting your cloud deployment into sections, policies can be applied. Yep. Granular security deployment. Yep. Excuse me. Encryption technologies has a central role. Yes. Encrypting storage, databases, data. Multi-factor. Regulatory. Dun, 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 dun. APIs, what they are and how they're used in central programming interfaces for cloud services. While it's not required you to be a programmer, knowledge of common languages used in automation is important. REST, JSON, XML, and Python are all commonly found in the cloud automation space. Cool. Is it time for the test? You know what data classification is? You literally said the same thing twice. All right, let's do it. Let's do written lab, shall we? If you're new to following along, I'm real quick to be like, it's not going to answer it. Like, I just don't want to. Especially when it comes to the written part. I don't know why I do it to myself every single time, but I do. I do every single time. All right, so let us I ain't gonna lie, to get me to the mood, I'm just gonna put BTS on. Don't mind it. Maybe I might convert you. Don't worry. Okay, cool. It's BTS hour. Cool. Written lab. Can I move this up? No, it's not going to. Okay, cool. So the first one, the process of organizing information into different, oh wait, maybe can I play it? Because you know what I don't need is Big Hit to come to me and take my video down talking about, you are playing our copyrighted music. Not today, Big Hit. Never mind. Back to lo-fi hip hop we go. Okay, so the process of organizing information into different tiers or categories is referred to as cloud segmentation. Information. Oh, data classification. Duh. I'm an idiot. Number 2, dividing your cloud fleet of servers into smaller discrete areas for the purpose of applying a granular security policy is known as cloud segmentation. That's what I meant to do. Cloud segmentation. Okay. Ooh, where'd we get to RAID 5? Dang. How'd we get here so quickly? Data that is obfuscated on a RAID 5 storage array is blank encryption. RAID 5 has to do with backup and storage. Yo, y'all didn't even have that word in the terminology. Like, y'all just saw me go through, skim the book, and ain't talk about nothing about RAID 5 except before. Data that's obfuscated on a RAID 5 storage array is blank encryption. Database encryption? Backup encryption? Listen, there we go. We're skipping it. Not available. Oh, stop it. Multi-factor authentication includes something you know, something you have. Something you know, something you have, something you are. Dang, we did it last time too. Something you know, something you have, something you are. Whatever. You know what I meant. Number 5, hands-off programmatically driven cloud configuration change is commonly referred to as automation. Automation is key, people. That's literally where everyone is going, so you should definitely have that in your skill set. Blank allows for a defined machine-to-machine software interaction to enable automation. Orchestration? No. Yeah, right. Orchestration allows for a defined machine to, yeah. Orchestration. Okay. The blank is a user-friendly front-end user-friendly front-end interface to a services API. Oh, command line interface? I don't remember that being in the terminology. Sorry. I was thinking GUI too, but I didn't see GUI as a terminology either, because that's the front end one. GUI is the first one that came to my mind. And then GUI wasn't whatchamacallit, a term. I think it's GUI too. That's the first time that I've seen it where it's like that you have to know each graphic user interface kind of thing. Okay, number 8, network-based blank 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 take active security breach countermeasure. Network-based intrusion prevention systems take active security breach countermeasures. Yeah, because it's not host-based. Whatchamacallit? What did I just say? RPS. Thanks. You out here, you gonna pass your test on Thursday. Well, you gonna pass, but like we won't know, but you gonna pass. Number 9, cloud-based security places a load on a virtual machine's what? Cloud-based security places a load on a virtual machine's what? On a virtual machine's what? On a virtual machine's memory? Storage? What are they asking? Cloud-based security places a load on a virtual machine's not available. And number 10, security blank can allow code to replace many processes that had to be performed manually in the past. Security blank can allow code to replace many processes that had to be performed manually in the past. I feel like we've already said the word automation, and I don't feel like they would do it twice. Because security automation allows code to replace many processes. And you can't say, yeah, but we used automation already on number 5. Since when did they use words twice? I mean, I guess. There's now, I don't care. That was quick. Usually it takes a long time for me to get through the written labs. Yeah, number 5 was right. Hands-off automatically driven cloud configuration change is commonly referred to as. Oh, did I? Okay, so I'm confusing. Scripting. Security scripting can allow code to replace many processes. So scripting for this one? Because I feel like automation plays. We'll see the answers, I guess, at the end. Because now that makes me think if we put automation here, because typically they don't reuse words, right? So if we put automation here, that means number 5 should be changed, which then now I'm rethinking number 6. So hands-off automatically driven cloud configuration change, scripting for 5 and automation for 10. We can try it. Ain't no harm in trying. Can I stop? No, I can't. Let's try it and see what happens. All right, review questions. I think there's 20. There's usually always 20, right? Yep. All right, cool. 20 questions and we're good to go. Let me see, can I put on this side? Yeah, let's put on this side because I write no notes. Question. Let me review questions. I can put no notes. Okay. Robert has been tasked to create a security implementation that segments his employer's e-commerce design to allow for policy enforcement. What are some of the areas that he's investigating? Choose 3. Why do they do this? Why do they make you choose 3? I don't know if I had a video before. I'm about to say, what is hanging? You see my little, I'm getting my hang time. I'm getting my retwist tomorrow from my hair. Anyway, there was a question we had before that was like, yo, choose 4. Why am I choosing 4 answers? Why am I doing that? Okay, what do you want me to choose? What are some of the areas that he's investigating? What is he doing? Robert has been tasked to create a security implementation that segments his employer's e-commerce design to allow for policy enforcement. What are some areas he's investigating? So if he's doing segmentation, what did we just read about? They are network, segmentation, storage segmentation, compute segmentation, because that's right here in my notes. That's the only notes I did take. Oh, that is 3. Okay, I was like, I thought it was 4. Okay, so no. What did I just say? I said storage segmentation, computing segmentation, network segmentation. Okay. Number 2, MFA tokens can be attained where? Choose 2, Python app. I mean, smartphone app is definitely one of them. Automation systems, a key fob, or a cloud vendor management dashboard. Interesting. Key fob. 3, Hank just completed running some security automation scripts on his new fleet of application virtual machines. Dang, wasn't that one of the questions too about the new fleet or something like that? Hank just completed, key fob, good job. Completed running some security automation scripts on his new fleet of application virtual machines after applying intrusion detection, virus, and malware protection on the Linux images. He notices an increase in which VM metric on his what? He notices an increase in which, okay, thank you, VM metric on his management dashboard. After applying an intrusion detection and virus malware protection on Linux images, he noticed an increase in which VM metric? Ooh, what's DMA? BIOS doesn't apply. CPU, CPU might, oh, hold on. Number 9, cloud-based security policies, which I think they're saying, like if I imply an IDS and IPS, places a load on the virtual machine CPU, which it does, because especially if you're installing an agent on, if you're doing, excuse me, why am I drawing a blank? If you are installing some kind of malware protection that needs to be installed on a user's device, it definitely messes up with, it can mess up with performance, right? You definitely want to get a security or a software solution that's either super tiny, so that way it's not messing up performance, or you want to get something that's not an agent being installed on a machine. So I think we can go back and change number 9 to CPU, right? Because what was the, yeah, I think it's CPU. So then I can come here and put C. All right, number 4. What technology was instrumental in the growth of cloud services? XML, I think so too. Yeah. XML, Python. You got to tell me how your test goes on Thursday. Automation, authentication, scripting, workflow, services, and encryption. Definitely automation. Let's see. Number 5, Carl is planning his cloud migration. Yay. Carl is planning his cloud migration and must meet HIPAA requirement for confidential. Automation does come up a lot. That's what's making me, I'm like, the answer can't be automation for each and every one of these questions, but maybe it is, especially if this is just a chapter that's really heavy on automation, maybe. So he must meet HIPAA requirements for confidential storage of cloud data at rest and in use in the cloud. Which services must be addressed by Carl? Choose 2. So he needs to meet HIPAA. They're saying he's doing cloud migration for confidential. So data at rest and data in the cloud. So he needs to have, which services must be addressed? Data at rest and data in use. So he needs, at rest means database. Or storage. Yeah, I'm leaning on the side of B and D, right? Because if they're talking about data at rest and in use in the cloud, and he's trying to, like, that's basically talking about encryption. So then you would, if you're storing something in If you're using storage or if you're using database, you want to have encryption. I'm thinking storage. Me too. But it says choose two. So I'm thinking storage and database because both of those are I'm storing in the cloud. I'm storing something where I'm doing data at rest. So I'm gonna do B and D. Mainly because client side, I don't know, right? Because then it says in use. So if I'm using it, exactly. So that's what got me. That's why I backed up. Because it says in use. And if it's in use, then more than likely it's going to be client side, right? But then why would you have, all right. I go against my thing where I typically don't change my answer, but I'm going to put B and C, right? B and C, storage and client side. All right, number 6. Hey, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. What is a common cloud-based GUI used to get an overview of your security operations automatically dashboard? And GUI was right. You were right with the GUI because that's what they asked. They repeat it. All right, not Gemalto system. What kind of answer? Who does responsibility for stored data integrity in the cloud belong to? Not you just might pass, you will pass. You gotta speak it in the air. You will pass. Or that's according to the affirmations and shit that everybody be saying. You gotta speak it. Yeah, who does responsibility for stored? I will pass. There we go. In all caps, say with your chest. Who does responsibility for stored data integrity in the cloud belong to? So that's a good one with trying to trick you, right? Because automatically when data is being stored, that's a customer's responsibility. Like you're responsible for how your security is applied in the cloud. But it says stored data integrity, meaning that the data I am storing should be accurate, right? So for me, I want to say that's the, yes, I agree with you. The responsibility of data is always with the customer. But the question is saying, who does the responsibility of stored data integrity, meaning that the integrity of this data I'm storing is accurate, like the data hasn't been changed or altered, not by, I'm wondering, well, that's how I'm interpreting it. I'm interpreting is they're not saying, oh, did I change my data? It's saying the service, which is given to me by the cloud service provider, they are the ones who is responsible for making sure that the data I put in there isn't going to change, but I make sure that it's secure, that no one is accessing it unauthorized or something. That's how I'm interpreting it. I don't know if I'm going too off in the deep end here, but I feel like they're trying to trick me and I don't like it. I know, right? And you know, this is how sometimes when you overthink questions where you're like, no, girl, it's saying the customer, or is it tricking me? It's not exactly. Okay, who does responsibility for stored data integrity? So my first, I'm gonna go with my. I was gonna say I'm gonna go with my chest. I'm gonna say with my chest. I'm gonna say the cloud service provider. I feel like they're getting me, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It doesn't. It's fine. But yeah, let's go with it. Okay, cool. 8. What are complex software systems that automate cloud operations and are offered by companies such as Chef and Puppet? It is automatically orchestration. I remember reading that, and I've worked with those services before. All right, number 9. Number 9. excuse me, RESTful APIs using XML and JSON on southbound interfaces can be used to orchestrate and automate what cloud-based systems. Choose all that apply. Oh, now you don't want to tell me how many to choose. Because before you were telling me to choose 3 or 4, and now you're trying to make me do my own. RESTful APIs using XML and JSON on southbound interfaces can be used to orchestrate and automate what cloud-based tricks. I know. I know. Choose all that apply. Firewalls, load balancers, VMs, DNS servers, durable storage volumes. Okay, so if we're talking about RESTful APIs and XML and JSON, dang, I saw that paragraph. I was going over that paragraph too, and I don't remember anything that was in it. So I'm gonna go with choose all that apply. How many that apply? Orchestrate and automate what cloud-based services. So if I had to just think about automation and what you can really apply it to when it comes to APIs and building things out, firewalls is one of them. Virtual machines is something else you can do with automation. And I don't know if it's 2 or 3. Load balancers is, yeah, that's a good one. That's something I have to go back for because this is a question I'm not familiar with. So I'm gonna go. So I'm not familiar with southbound interfaces, right? Because that's what's tricking me, is the southbound interfaces, right? So if I'm thinking southbound, so because I'm not familiar with southbound, automatically I just thought I went to orchestration and automate which cloud-based services, right? Using XML and JSON. So I have to think, what can I automate when I'm building out templates, right? I can automate firewall policies. I can automate building out virtual machines. And I want to say you can also automate load balancers. But for some reason, I feel like when they say choose all that apply, it might not be 3. So we'll just see. I'm just going to put what my first instinct is and like B, just in case. All right, number 10, B, just B, you think? Without A, C, and B? Oh, I mean, without A and C? Oh, are you saying B? What are you saying? You will see. I'll do the answers. It's okay if I get that one wrong. Okay, Jim has a critical server in the application tier of his cloud-based deployment. He's looking at a device-specific security solution to add defense and depth capabilities to his currently deployed network-based B&D. For this one? Load balancers and DNS servers? Really? I mean, we can put it down and see what happens when we come back. Let's say, or B&D. Yeah, not sure. Me neither. That's just going to be one I get wrong. Exactly. Okay. Jim has a critical server in his application tier of his cloud-based deployment. Okay, critical. He's looking at a device-specific security solution to add defense and depth capabilities to his currently deployed network-based security defenses. He has been researching ways to mitigate potential hacking attempts. What is a good solution for him? All right. So critical, he wants a device-specific security solution. So what are the options? We have DMZ, intrusion detection, intrusion protection, classification automation, and host-based intrusion detection system. Classification automation don't really make sense, so D is out. So I feel like going with host-based intrusion detection system simply because it says device-specific security solutions, whereas IDS and IPS really aren't device-specific, but host-based is. That's specifically to that. E. Yep. Mm-hmm. We on the same page out here. All right. Cool. Wait, that's not the right answer. That's not the right. Cool. 11. That's my thought process. Nice. All right. A constantly changing 6-digit numerical token is used in what type of cloud service? We already know. MFA, XML, TLS. Yo, they'll get you if you don't know what these acronyms stand for. I'm tired of these goddamn acronyms out here. All right, number 12. Yep, D, good. A web-based dashboard is being deployed by your company. Hank has been tasked to develop the application. Hey, Hank. Yo, listen, I really am going to make my own cybersecurity textbook, and I'm putting all kind of Shaquanas. I'm putting everybody's name in there. Okay, all the Tyrones, Tyreeks, everybody's in there. But Hank has been tasked to develop the application. He's been tasked to develop the application. No, but seriously, let's talk about it real quick, right? Because you got Hank, you got Samantha, you got Sharon, Karen. They got all these people, but I ain't never seen no Tyrones. I never seen no Shaquana, no Shaniquas, none of that stuff. No Devontae's. Like, that's crazy. I cannot wait. No, Bob's. Exactly. Bob's and Alice's. Like, come on. Like, let's be, y'all want to talk about diversity out here and then no Derek's? Y'all want to talk about diversity? Let's put diversity up in these cybersecurity textbooks, okay? When it comes to questions and namings and examples. But okay, back off my little soapbox. Number 12. So what about Hank? He's tasked to develop the application, but he is concerned that the application must pull data from many different cloud locations and devices. What's a good interface for him to use to meet his requirements? We have between Python, XML, APIs, SNMP, or TLS. For me, I'm automatically going for APIs because that's what you use APIs for in order to pull data from things without it kind of like overloading or being installed. APIs. Number 13. Samantha has been tasked to meet FedRAMP compliance for her customer's new contract. Where should she, now you see what I'm talking about with the choose for? Where should she integrate compliance in her project? Choose for. Girl. All right. She needs compliance for her new contract. Where should she integrate compliance in her project? So you got hands-off, design, implementation, automation, planning, validation. Okay, so G and H automatically ruling out, right? Because they don't really have anything to do with compliance. I mean, it don't really got anything to do with compliance. Compliance steps. Okay. Choose 4. Can I rule anything else out? So you got handoff. I'm not remembering handoff as a step in rolling out compliance. CVE. C, definitely with the design and definitely with the planning. I'm gonna also go about validation because automation rollout doesn't quite make sense here in terms of integrating. Ooh, I was about to say, I pressed my headphones. In terms of when it has to do with compliance, because automation, though it plays a part in like getting your architecture together, I don't really see how that fits here. So we're gonna go with B, C, E, F. 4. All right, number 14. Sharon is investigating a standards-based construct to enable automation on her load balancers. What is a good lightweight data interchange format standard that is easily readable and for computing systems to parse and generate? Choose 2. Oh, okay, there's only these 4. Okay, cool. So lightweight data exchange format, easily readable for computing systems. So I'm automatically going to go with JSON and XML. because that was the one. Oh, so yeah, exactly. A and B. So now this helps me, right? Because we were talking about automation earlier. Let me write this down. So A and B. Wasn't there a question that said about automation on her load balancers? And I was like, I feel like you can automate your load balancers. Here, RESTful APIs. Exactly. And it was like, what can you use to orchestrate? Okay, so was I right with A, B, and C? Let me find out. I'm out here. Let me find out. But we'll see at the end. But yes, A and B. Number 15, Mike has been investigating multiple hacking attempts on his cloud e-commerce web servers. He wants to add a front end with a service that actively takes countermeasures to shut down the hacking attempts. What application would you suggest that Mike deploy? So if he wants something to actively take countermeasures, it's always an intrusion protection system, because DMZs are not taking action. Intrusion detection system doesn't do anything except alerting. RAID doesn't have to do anything. And host-based intrusion detection system, again, detection doesn't really do anything. So, C. Drink some water. Hank is back for number 16. All right. Hank works in his e-commerce company's IT security group. He's been tasked to investigate options that will allow customers to securely access, C for sure, yeah. That will allow customers to securely access their personal records stored on the cloud deployment from their smartphones. What is the most common in-flight e-commerce security posture on the market? I have no idea. What did you ask me? I read the whole thing and didn't even pay attention. He works in an e-commerce company. He's been tasked to investigate options that will allow customers to securely access their personal records stored on the cloud department from their smartphones. What is the most common in-flight security posture on the market? VPN? Yeah. If I need to access something from my smart device or from my device, period, and I need to connect to, if I need to connect to my internal for work, I have to use a VPN. Yeah, so I thought about SSL, but that really has to do with, so if they said something about websites, that would pop in my head. That would, MD5 is, because that's encryption. That's an algorithm. IPsec and SSL, if they said websites, but because they said smartphones, you would install a smartphone. I mean, I would install a VPN, I have a VPN on my phone and on my computer, on my work device. So I'm going with D. Number 17, storage that does not survive a virtual machine removal is referred to as what classification? Choose 2. It is ephemeral and non-durable. Because durable clearly doesn't make sense if it's not surviving. Invade has to do with a 5. Oh, no idea. So I did process of elimination with this one. So RAID doesn't have anything to do with it, right? Because that's talking about backups. RAID is a backup mechanism. And then durable, the definition of durable means that you're able to withstand. So if it says that it's not surviving, I just automatically said, okay, it must be C and D. That's all I thought about. I always forget with ephemeral. All right, number 18. Cloud segmentation enhances security for cloud-based applications. What services is it a best practice to segment? Say that again. Cloud segmentation enhances security for cloud-based applications. Yes. What services is it a best practice to segment? Python doesn't make sense. Compute can make sense. RAM can make sense. VPN, implementation service. I'm going to go with compute because we have computing segmentation here. Exactly. D. All right, number 19. What is a long-standing text-based interface that is used to configure network services both locally and remote? So this automatically, because it says text-based interface, made me think of the CLI. Because whereas GUI, GUI is just your, oh, thank you. Um, yeah, 19 is B. I had things. Wait, did I do that right? Yes. 18 is B, and so is 19. Okay, cool. I was getting a little confused. All right, last question. Your company has purchased a specialized intrusion prevention system, so they have an IPS. Not my lovely voice. Thanks. Even though I sound kind of hoarse right now, but thanks. I appreciate it. I hope you're learning something at least, not just here. Okay, yeah. Your company purchased a specialized intrusion prevention system that's virtualized and designed for cloud-based network microsegmentation deployment. Why do they have such long sentences? When reading the documentation, Sam, you see what I'm talking about, Sam? Sam notices a link to download a Java-based application to monitor and configure the IPS. What kind of automation system is this? I don't know what you're asking. When reading the documentation, Sam notices a link to download a Java-based, RESTful. Oh, good. You are learning. Yay. Okay, so I'm trying to recall. So that paragraph that was talking about RESTful APIs in JSON or XML format. When reading documentation, he notices a link to download a Java-based, to monitor and configure the IPS. What kind of automation system? Okay, let's do process of elimination. C is out. GUI is out. CLI is out. It's between API and RESTful. A Java-based application. A template, like a REST. I don't know. I'll go with E. I was thinking that too, but RESTful. I thought what? GUI? You think it's GUI? Java-based application. I can see how you're assuming because it says application. Yeah, because it says application that I'm using some kind of repeat. Repeat what? The question? Because it says application that you would think of a GUI. That's a good question. Okay, let me read it again. Your company has purchased a specialized intrusion prevention system that is virtualized and designed for cloud-based network microsegmentation deployments. That is a useless, whatever. When reading the documentation, he notices a link to download a Java-based application to monitor and configure the IPS. So if he's downloading something to monitor and configure, I actually am not going to lie. I think also GUI. Oh, what options are available? It's either CLI, GUI, vendor-based, API, or RESTful. But because he's downloading a Java-based application, I'm tempted to go with GUI as well. Because I don't see how APIs or RESTful apply. You know what? We're just going to see. Because that's the end of the test. And let's see our answers. Let's see how we did, shall we? All right. Review questions. No, let's do written lab first. So this is chapter 4, right? All right, chapter 4. Number 1 is data classification. We got that right. Number 2 is segmentation. Technically, I put cloud segmentation. That works. Number 3 was at rest. What was the question? Let me go back to the question real quick. Number 3 said data that is obfuscated on a RAID 5 is at rest encryption. Ooh. Dang, does that mean we got one of the other questions wrong? Because I said RAID 5 doesn't apply. But if RAID 5 is at rest encryption and one of the questions is like at rest and in use. Dang. Okay, let's see. Let's come back. Number 4. Okay, at rest. We know we got that wrong, so I'll mark myself wrong. Number 4, something you know, something you have. Oh, it is automation. Oh, automation was twice. Okay, so they repeated. So we were right the first time. Okay, okay. So automation was right because we had automation at number 5 and we were confused as to whether or not it was number 10. So now we know at least it was both of them. Number 6 is API, not orchestration. We'll go back so I could read that question. You were right with the GUI with number 7. Number 8 is IPS. Number 9 is CPU. And number 10 is automation. Okay, not bad considering we had 2. Let's see what number 5 was about. I mean, we got number 6 wrong. What was number 6? Number 6 said Blink allows for okay, so number 5 was automation. Number 6 allows for a defined machine-to-machine software interaction. Yes, I didn't think, yes, API service accounts are machine-to-machine instead of humans. Yes. Okay, that makes sense now. I get that. Okay, cool. So we only got 2 wrong. You know, that's pretty good. All right, let's review these questions because that's the tricky part. That's the issue here. So chapter 4. Okay, ACD, perfect. Number 2 is B and D, perfect. C, okay. Oh, B and D. Dang, what question was this one? I'm going to come back to that one. So this one's wrong. This should be B and D. I'll come back. Storage systems and database applications are both examples of data at rest or being processed in the cloud. So that's what I thought. I thought it was storage and databases because they were talking, but they tried to trick you with the data in use. Because technically data in use is on your machine or whatever it is that you're processing, used to process it. Yeah. All right. Number 6 is C. Number 7, oh no. Oh, you were right. Okay. Mind you, I'm the number 1 person on my podcast and stuff to be like, your data is your responsibility. Like I be yelling at people and look at me. I said it was a cloud service provider. I need my card revoked. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. And databases in use. Yeah. Okay, number 8, C was right. No, they did not say A, B, C, D, E is the answer. I can't say what I want to say out loud in public, but just know in my head, they got cursed out. Not A, B, C, D. These the words that I can't say out loud. Like, how dare you? All right, number 10, E. Number 11, D. Number 12, C. Hey, number 13, we got all 4. Number 14, A and B. 14, right? Yeah. 15, C. Oh, no. Oh, you were right. 16 is B. SSL security is most common across. I mean, yeah, but oh, VPNs are not as common. Maybe because that is true, I guess. So though VPNs is an option, it's not as common. But I guess for me, because I use VPNs, or I'm like, you know, all of my jobs and all the places that I've been at have required to use VPN, I think is as common, but SSL is widely implemented. Like SSL and TLS is everywhere. So I can see why I got that wrong. Okay, 17 is C and D, 19 is B, 18 is B, 19 is B, 20 is C. Vendor-based management application? What the hell is that? Oh, because he had to download it. Because he had to download it from the internet. That is whack. Okay, let's come back to the question so I can understand. I was gonna say C. Dang, you should have said it. Okay, let's come back to 5. That was my gut answer, and I changed my mind exactly. Like you can't, man, that is so hard. Like not to change your gut answer. All right, so number 5. Is that the one where they were like, oh, B and D. Oh, we did that one already. Okay, so 7. Cloud provider, we did that already. And then 9, choose all that apply. These mother, shut your mouth talking about all 5. Choose all that apply. You should have just said choose all. They essentially gave us the answer. Like, that makes me angry for real. Like, so now, like going forward, is choose all that apply means just choose all because they all apply? Like, is that the tricksters? I know these bastards. I can say bastards. I can't say the other words that I want to use. 16. Hank and his goddamn team. What about you? Oh, the answer was SSL. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got that one. The answer was B. I'm not going to come back and reference this, but I'll just put it there. All right, that's the end of chapter 4. Tomorrow I will be back to do chapter 5. I'm going to do it every day. I said I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. And it only took, what, it's 5 o'clock. I started around 4, so it was only an hour. So I'm going to do chapter 5 tomorrow, chapter 6 the next day, XYZ, all the way up until we get to chapter 10. I think that should land me to Monday, no? Because I think my test is in the afternoon, or is it in the morning? It says, congratulations, you received 100 messages today with Restream. Hey, y'all out here chatting. I'll be here. I need all the help. But your test is on Thursday, and you out here getting all the answers right. You don't need no help. What you talking about? You want to come teach? You want to switch? Like, do you want to do this instead of me? It's 2 p.m. Oh, are you on the West Coast? Hey, West Coast. Sorry, I know I did it a bit early but it's 5 o'clock. Like, I was on nap time, and if I took a nap, I wasn't going to come do this. So I had to do it a little bit early. No, you don't want to come do it? Okay. So today's Monday. If I do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, number 10 will leave me on Sunday. I don't really like doing things on Sundays. Oh, dang, I'm going to have to. My test is early on Monday, so I have to do it on Sunday. Oh, you in Cali. I hope you're safe over there. All right, so I guess I'm doing this every day until Sunday. Good googly moogly. That thing is juicy. I'll do it until Sunday. And take the test Monday and get it over with because I need to get back on track. No napping. Listen, I'm the nap queen. I love to nap. Okay. I really like napping. It just refreshes. It's just you wake up refreshed. I can tackle the day again. I feel so much better because I get hangry and I get sleepy tired. I get sleepy angry. I don't know what sleepy angry means, but you ever been like so tired where you feel drunk and you're just like the world is falling apart if I don't go to sleep right this very second? Like that's what'll happen. It'll just feel like an entire thing. Okay, good. I'm glad you're not near the fires. But the smoke is still really bad, especially because the fires are really strong. So I hope there's some reprieve coming soon. Yeah, I take power naps. I'm not a person who takes really long naps, right? Because I had to learn from pledging. Like I had to take really quick naps. I had to learn 20 minutes is all I got between this train ride. I had to learn how to nap really, really quickly. So I'm good. If I nap, I'm not able to sleep at night. Oh no. I make sure to go. Well, sometimes napping does mess me up, but I have like this really good nighttime routine that kind of helps me get into the mood of sleeping. But that's why you need a power nap. You just need a nap that just kind of like gets you up right then. But all right, cool. Thank you so much for taking the test with me. That was pretty awesome. I'm going to do it at the same time. I think I'm going to do 4 o'clock going forward. I have until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is my cutoff time because I want to use the evening to like do some stuff. So more than likely, I think the 4 or 5 o'clock hour is really good to do this. I didn't announce today. I kind of just did it because again, I was going to take a nap, so I had to just turn it on. But tomorrow and every day going forward, I'm probably going to do it around the 4 or 5 o'clock hour Eastern Standard Time. The smoke is bad. I pray for rain. Yeah, I hope you guys get rain too. I'll send some your way because it's raining over here in Atlanta. So I'm gonna push the good weather. Push the rain over to you. Tomorrow again, yes, tomorrow we'll be doing chapter 5, and I'll be doing the study notes again. I barely took any notes, so hopefully I have more notes for you tomorrow, but I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. We'll do chapter 5, we'll do some notes, we'll do the written lab, we'll do the review questions, and we can chat it up tomorrow at 4. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna go lay down now. Oh, that'll be 1 p.m. No. 4. Oh no, 4, 3, 2, 1. It might be. So I'm gonna keep the replays up for the week before I move them to my Patreon. So they'll be up. So if you don't catch tomorrow, like if tomorrow is, if 1 p.m. is like, I know people are working over there. So like if you're working and that doesn't work for you, it'll still be up on my Twitter feed. So you can view it there. But yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. All right. Bye. I get this off.